got a little dick. It's pathetic.
Welcome to GeekSpooge. It's that crazy ex-girlfriend with the bear trap vagina. Would you believe that as a kid, I had no idea that Samus Aran was really a woman? I know. Even after my Aunt Alicia came over to my house to tell me that there was a code to play as a girl, I don't know, maybe at the time I thought that this was an extra playable character that you get to control after you finish the game? I don't know, it was a long time ago. Eventually, I was able to complete Metroid. It was a shit ending. Samus Aran just flips you off and curses the day you were born. What, you never got that ending? Okay, stupid-ass jokes aside, Metroid for the Nintendo Entertainment System was one of my all-time favorite games. I have got some history with this game that I will talk about very soon. Maybe you never got into this popular sci-fi franchise. Maybe you thought Yo-Noid was your cup of tea. If you never got into the Metroid series, I'll explain what's going on in this first entry on the 8-bit machine. You're at the controls of intergalactic bounty hunter Samus Aran, someone that the Metroid manual refers to as a he. Perhaps this was done intentionally as to not spoil the reveal at the end? Or the person writing the manual didn't complete the game right? Maybe he got the same shit ending I did. Whatever the case is, here's what's happening in this game. A bunch of space pirates stole some alien life form. If it was him, they wouldn't keep him long. No, actually, these are meant to be used as a bioweapon, and if they're able to multiply, the galaxy is going to be in deep shit. Especially if they break into television. It's hard to believe 19 Metroids and counting is in its 5th season. So with the threat of these parasitic space creatures in effect, the Galactic Federation dispatches a lone bounty hunter to penetrate the planet that the space pirates have taken refuge on. The planet Zebus? Zebus? How about we call it Planet Walter? Once you've landed on the planet, you begin the game, only to discover that as a gamer of the 80s, you're no longer limited in your movements. You can go left, right, up, and down, opening up so many possibilities of exploration. See, going left instead of traditionally moving right reveals your first item, the ability to morph into a ball, so you, Samus, can squeeze into smaller areas. You can also collect bombs that can either uncover hidden passages or propel you into tight spaces, like this one. I know I can do this. Almost there. You know what? Fuck it. We'll come back later. There's so many more things we gotta talk about. Like missiles, energy tanks, ice beams, wave beams, and my all-time favorite of all the essentials in the game, the screw attack. It sounds like a deadly sex move, but it's actually pretty damn cool, see? Wipes every last fucker out.
When you absolutely, positively got to kill every motherfucker in the room, except no substitutes.
During your mission, you'll enter numerous blue doors that lead to an elevator. That usually leads to another section of Planet Walter. Now, as a kid, even though these zones were clearly named in the instruction manual and other forms of media, my cousin Jason and I called them by different names. So, this was Iceland. This was Bubble Land. This was Eyeball Land. I don't know why. And finally, Jay, I don't think we had a name for Tori in the last level of the game, did we? So, I'm gonna call this, Last level land? Whatever. Now, if you think we had crazy-ass names and lingo for just Metroid, wait until I talk about The Legend of Zelda. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. What did I think of Metroid? I don't recall once ever complaining about primitive graphics or visuals, even after all these years, because the game still holds up almost 40 years later. Hey, Metroid games are still being produced today. We got one on the way, don't we? And with each adventure, the imagery that you expose your eyes to are extraordinarily fucking awesome. I should point out that the Nintendo Entertainment System was, even back then, prone to slow down on a lot of their games. Metroid is no exception. A lot of shit is going to happen on screen, and the machine is not always going to be able to handle the sheer amount of fuckery going on. Sometimes the slowdown can either help or hinder your progress. The final leg of the game, oh yeah, the slowdown was a pain in the ass, not the mother brain that you have to defeat. Oh yeah, almost forgot to mention the big boss behind it all, the mother brain. Oh sure, there's mini-bosses like Kraid and Ridley that you'll have to do battle with, but it's when you're in Mother Brain's chamber that the game's speed stalls out big time. Is it a problem? Not really. Today's gamers may not be used to games that lag, so playing the original on a modern-day machine like the Nintendo Switch, they're probably going to think the game is broken. Far from it. As for the sound, hearing all the familiar tracks certainly took me back. Each zone of the game has different music, and it can sound mysterious and funky, but it just adds to the atmosphere and isolation that you feel when you're simply exploring. Trust me, even though I knew where 85% of everything was, I still bombed here and there, hoping I was going to discover something that I either forgot about or never knew about in the first place. We can revisit that in another episode. Needless to say, the music and the 8-bit effects just work so well together. The controls are super responsive. Pressing select switches over to your missiles. Pressing down morphs you into the ball. It's simple to make Samus do what you want. Well, we're still working on that shit. The more I played, the more I remembered everything, and I was able to complete the game, I would say within 4 hours or so total, split amongst 2 days. I do have an actual job after all. If you're a newcomer to the Metroid series, this first one might present more of a challenge for you. These games have always been a healthy balance of exploration, intense situations with a lot of these bad guys, and the sheer joy of discovery when you bomb open a floor or find a helpful glitch in the game. It is a game that you'll want to revisit multiple times. You may even go as far as to create custom passwords to make the game more of a challenge. That is something we can revisit in a future episode. Until such time, I leave you with this. Metroid on NES is fun, visually pleasing, and full of fucking surprises. If you haven't checked it out already, you can certainly play it on your Nintendo Switch, so go ahead and do that. I'm kind of done here, so bye, have fun, play Metroid. It's good. It's good.